What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Team Ripping Lips. Today we're going to be talking about the summer to fall transition. And fall is one of my favorite times of year to be out fishing. You can catch a lot of fish, a lot of big quality fish. They're starting to feed again heavily. You're getting out of that summer grind where they're sitting on the bottom, sitting out deep, and you can't find them, you can't catch them. And you do find them or catch them, they're little dinks. Typically fall fishing for me starts when the water temperature gets around 70 degrees. That's when the thermocline starts switching around. That's when the bass start to feel that change. So they start feeding for winter time, get fattening up, and they're moving up shallow. Beginning of fall, I'm going to start out with a lipless crankbait. I'm going to find some grass, and I'm going to make as far a cast as I can get, or as I can do. And I'm going to burn it back to the boat as fast as I can crank it. And I'm going to snatch it out of the grass, try and get a reaction strike, and if there's a bass in there, you're going to catch him. As fall gets along on a little bit further, water gets colder, about 65 to 60 degrees. I start throwing a square bill around. What I target with the square bill is just the shoreline, heading back into the creeks, heading back into the coves, the first third of them. And I run it off a cover, bounce it off stumps, rocks, logs, grass, sorta. Anything you can find to hit with it, target that. And again, you're gonna get a reaction strike. Fish right now are pretty easy to catch. You just gotta find them. Once you find them, it's not so hard, but the hardest part is finding them when you first get to the water. But once you find them, it's not too bad to keep catching them. As water temperature gets a little colder, usually about 55 degrees for me, and that's usually about mid-November, I'll start throwing a spinnerbait around, heading back into the creeks again. Just keep heading back into the creeks, heading back into coves, tight to the shore. All right, so when I'm throwing my spinnerbait around, I keep my rod tip up and I just slowly crank my reel. Just enough to keep the blade spinning, keep it up off the bottom, bouncing off the cover a little bit. But you want to go slow. The fish are starting to slow down a little bit. They're not as active. They're still looking for food, but they're not going to chase real fast or real far. Typically when you're fishing a spinnerbait, you'll feel your blade stop, the line will get heavy, you'll feel something different there, but they're rarely gonna just smash it. And typically at this time of year, the bass are feeding in 4 foot to 10 foot of water, a little bit deeper if it's clear water. But there's really no right or wrong way to fish in the fall. It's kind of like the rest of the year. You gotta find your own style. But one thing you want to do in the fall is constantly be moving, so you want to use baits that move, search baits. You can cover a lot of water. The bass are moving the entire day, the whole entire length of the fall. They're moving around, heading back into the creeks, chasing the bait fish around, so you need to be moving with them. One easier way to find fish in the fall is to look for bait fish action on the surface. That's usually a quick indicator that there's a bass in there, and you can get an idea of where the fish are at and what they're doing. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to us, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.